The evening was quiet, and the sky was orange and purple as the sun went down. Maya stood alone by her mother's grave, holding white flowers in her hands. The cold wind touched her face, but her heart felt colder. Tears rolled down her cheeks as she whispered, "Why don't they love me like you did, Mama? Why do they treat me like I'm nothing?" Her voice broke as she knelt by the grave. "I miss you so much. You always made me feel safe, but now everything feels wrong. Everyone says mean things. They blame me. They say I'm a burden." Since her mother had died in an accident 2 weeks ago, Maya's life had turned upside down. Her relatives were cruel, saying hurtful things. The people at school avoided her, and even her neighbors only looked at her with pity. She felt completely alone. As Maya cried quietly, she suddenly heard a soft voice behind her. "Why do you think they don't love you?" Startled, Maya turned around. An old woman was standing there. She wore a long coat and held an umbrella, even though the sky was clear. Her face was kind but tired, and her eyes seemed to understand Maya's pain. "Who are you?" Maya asked, wiping her tears quickly. "I'm just someone passing by," the woman said with a gentle smile. "I heard what you said. May I sit with you?" Maya hesitated, then nodded. The woman sat beside her on the ground, even though it was cold. For a while, they didn't speak. Finally, the woman said softly, "Do you miss her?" Maya's voice trembled. "More than anything." The woman nodded. "She loved you very much. That kind of love doesn't disappear. It stays with you." Maya looked down. "It doesn't feel like it's still here. Everyone treats me like I'm worthless. Some even blame me for what happened." The woman's face grew serious. "People can be cruel when they don't know how to handle their own pain. Sometimes they say mean things because it's easier than facing their feelings. But their words don't define you. Your mother's love does." Maya shook her head. "I don't know how to keep going. She was the only person who made me feel like I mattered." The woman smiled faintly. "Do you want to know something important?" Maya looked at her, curious. "What?" The woman leaned closer and said, "Your mother's love is still here. It's inside you. It shows in the way you talk, the way you care, and the way you treat others. You don't need to search for her love. It's already part of you." Maya frowned. "But how can I show love when all I get from people is pain?" The woman pulled out a small folded paper from her pocket and handed it to Maya. "Here," she said. Maya unfolded the paper. It had a short message. "Love isn't about what you get. It's about what you give." Maya looked up at the woman, confused. But before she could ask anything, the woman stood up and smiled kindly. "Think about it," the woman said. "Your mother wouldn't want you to stop loving because others don't understand you. Be brave and be kind." With that, the woman walked away, disappearing into the distance. The next day at school, Maya felt the same heavy stares from her classmates. They whispered behind her back, making her feel small. As she walked to her locker, she noticed a piece of paper fall out. She picked it up. It read, "Don't listen to them. You are stronger than you think." Maya looked around, but no one seemed to notice her. For the first time in weeks, a tiny spark of hope lit inside her. At lunch, she saw a younger girl sitting alone in the cafeteria. The girl looked sad and out of place, much like Maya had felt since her mother's death. Maya hesitated. She thought about what the old woman had said. Love is what you give. Taking a deep breath, she walked over. "Hi," she said nervously. The girl looked up, surprised. "Hi. Can I sit with you?" Maya asked. The girl nodded slowly, and they started talking. Maya learned her name was Emma, and she was new to the school. She didn't have any friends yet. As the days passed, Maya spent more time with Emma. Slowly, Maya began to feel lighter, like the weight of her sadness was lifting. One afternoon, Maya returned to the cemetery. She knelt by her mother's grave with a small smile. "I think I understand now, Mama," she said. "Your love is still here. It's in me. I can share it with others, just like you shared it with me." As she stood up, something caught her eye. On the headstone next to her mother's, she saw a familiar name. It was the old woman's. Maya froze. Her heart raced as she read the dates on the stone. The woman had passed away years ago. She stepped back, her mind spinning. Was the woman real? Or had her spirit visited to guide Maya? A soft breeze brushed her face, and in her heart, Maya felt warm. She didn't have all the answers, but she knew one thing. Her mother's love was with her. Always. From that day on, Maya decided to live differently. She still missed her mother deeply, but she chose to honor her by sharing kindness and love with others who needed it. And even though life wasn't always easy, Maya knew that her mother's love would never leave her. It was part of her forever. At the end, I say to you all, please give one flower to your mother today. If you found this video interesting, please like, share, and subscribe our channel. And don't forget to comment. Thanks for watching.